Welcome to the Painful Budgeter, and today is Fun Friday, where we use handmade money challenges using a D20 and a 3x6 piece of paper and drawing something pretty on it. I have a bunny and a dragon with some tulips and stuff because you don't mess with sleeping bunnies. You can use any type of paper. I recommend using some sort of cardstock or art paper. That way you can use whatever type of medium you want. This one is actually watercolor paper, and I might do watercolor one of these days. This is a little more detailed for me to do watercolor, but maybe when I do like some spring spreads, maybe I'll do some spring ones and do some watercolor, and you can kind of figure that stuff out. I've been playing around with watercolor lately, and it's been interesting. I've been doing filling up my art book with doodles and stuff. And let me see if I have one that's I've been playing around with the watercolors that I have. I only have one little thing. They're all like kind of pastel, so I figured it'd be a good one for doing flowers in later on. And then I have some cute little mushroom dude. I'm gonna do some as you can tell, I'm doing some Valentine's drawing. I'm gonna be doing some Valentine's cards and stuff, so I'm just kind of having some like day 1, day 2, day 3, and just kind of thinking some stuff up. I might do one of my challenges, my Fun Fridays, is something like that. That turned out really, really pretty, and it's actually very simple to do and very relaxing to do. These are the Tangled Hearts. And then I have some, I might do something like that in ink, because that kind of looks like, turned out really nice as well. I'll use that for a card and or maybe one of these, or I might do them for both, who knows. And I need to heat up that tea. Anyways, we are going to be rolling the dice. Today I have a bunny with a dragon on him and some tulips and stuff, and he's just taking a little bit of snooze. And then we have $20, I think, hopefully, in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19, and $20. And whatever we get, we will put into our little, oops, pardon me, I'm sorry, put it in here, and this is going to be going towards our spring, I think that's what I decided on. These are going to go towards my spring flowers and that type of stuff. And so we're going to put in whatever I have left over. Oops, pardon me, I'm getting the shot. Will be going into my money jar, and this is going to be for, well, Fun Fridays. So whatever I have, once I get to 100, we will do the Kraken dice, which is a 1 through 100, and whatever we use, we will use that for fun money. But we need to get up to 100, and so far, well, I'll count that after I do the money. All right, let's see what we got. We are having the D20, which is the big boy. The 1 through 20, and I believe that represents a 20. And so if you roll a 20, that's and we got the $100, then that's when we will decide. Actually, it's not that. Once we get 100, we will get the heads or tails dice, which is the Kraken dice. And if it gets the Kraken, which is this little symbol in there that looks kind of like a moose, that's the Kraken. Moose on one side and Kraken on the other. But we will. Once we get that, then we'll roll the Kraken dice. And if we get a Kraken, we'll get the big dice, which is 10 through 100. And we got a 5. I've been doing a lot of small rolls lately. It all adds up. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So 15 will be going into the $100 pool. I still end up with all this stuff. It just depends on how much I can use. And that will be this one right here, because I have one on each side. The other side I have the last week's one, which is the Fun Save, Pynn, and this is the kind of the hiking trail boot. And I noticed last time I actually cut off a lot of the picture of it, but each little footprint has a little something, and sometimes you'll see something and sometimes you won't. It just kind of ended up that way. But so far this week we have 5, 6, 7, and 8 in that one, because like I say, these last 2 rolls have been really small. And then we have, here we have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14 in that one. And these two And once we're done with them, we can use them for place card holders. We have that one, and you just change the denomination on them. And then we have these ones. If you're interested in seeing me do up maybe some other hand ones and then putting them online, so you can either buy or maybe for free. Once I figure out how to do it Etsy, I might do some of that down the line. That might be a month down the line, because I have so much on my plate right now. I need to focus on one thing. I need to learn how to redo, since CapCut was banned, and I know it's back up right now. I don't know for how long, but I decided it was a good time for me to learn how to do DaVinci Resolved. And I downloaded it, took one look at it, and go, oh, this is going to take me a while to figure that out. So I've been watching all kinds of how-to videos this week on DaVinci Resolved. And we've got 15 left. We'll be going into the big one. If you do any jar things, always make sure you have the big mouth, because it's a lot easier to get this stuff out. Because if you get the small mouth, it's hard to get the dollars out. At least you can put your whole hand in these big ones. So yeah, so if you do any savings and you use a big jar, yeah, make sure you get a big mouth jar. This is just an old honey one that I had from last year. I love honey in my coffee and my tea. And I have, looks like I have some, that stuff floating around in it. Okay, so far we have saved 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, $46. It's starting to add up. Oh, actually, I might have to do a Kraken die here pretty soon. If I keep getting small numbers in my other one. Alright, that one is taken care of. That is going to be for the next one. Let's see, we got this one. Let's turn this over, and I need to draw this. I was going to do this hyperspeed, but the hyperspeed is way too fast, or it just takes little pictures of it. So this time I'm going to actually try to just actually do a picture of it, and then just, not do a picture, actually film the whole thing, and then just fast forward through this part. That way it'll make it a little easier. Let's go through there and make the little bunny. As I don't really realize, and then his little mouth, and here, and this is Deco Color, and it is smelly, but it's pretty good. Make sure I don't mess up. Little bunny. Then I'll go through there and erase everything as well. I'm gonna try to do some different editing styles as well. Make sure she's got a big dollop. I might actually just do a little fluffiness here. And then she's got some toesies wosies. And some more toesy wosies. And then some. She's a little fat girl. I know I have a rabbit, so this is kind of, I have actually a rabbit. This is actually drawn off of I have a piggy bank that's actually a rabbit, so I use this one as a model, because it looks a lot like my rabbit. She's a bit on the fluffy side. I was tempted to use the calligraphy thingy on this as well, but I decided I wanted this one a little bit more. Just something that anybody can get. Now, you don't have to have these ones, but you can get some of these little sheepy ones that has a fine point on it at any type of craft store or anything. These ones are a little bit more expensive, but they're also very, very nice, and they have a little small. This is a extra. Yeah, it just says extra fine. It doesn't have a micro number on it, but yeah, it's extra fine. Let's get some fluffiness going on her little tail. My rabbit hates it when you touch her tail. When you touch her little fluffy butts. And then we'll get her other ear over here. Oh, I don't know why I have a line in there, because it's the back. Little flowers. I'm going to do some ideas of it. Just some light little drawings. going to do the outside, then I'll come in with a pencil on the other side. So I'm just going to do kind of a, not a full outline, just kind of an idea so I know where to thingy. And then I'll just come in. I might always add some extra ones. I could always do this markers afterwards. This one's supposed to be one of those little ragged ones. I tried doing it, but it's supposed to be kind of idea of a folder. I'm still kind of learning a lot of this drawing stuff. So I'll just kind of make it as an idea. This is supposed to be one of those little bells. So I'll just kind of give the outline of it. Like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. Flowers. I might just go in here and do... Oh, I need the $100 bills, and this was... It was $5. I might just do a pencil on that. And then you got the little dragon. I might just keep him black and white. This is more one of those serpent dragons. Add him a little extra. Get him some teeth. Oh, sounds like my neighbor's getting ready to use his snowplow. I just got a blade for it. And what did I do here? Okay. These have lots of little... thingy-mabobbers. There we go. Outline of that. I'm gonna erase most of this excess of those flowers down there. I'll just add some flowers to the top. Top. Dots where I see the flowers will turns out. Put them because they're kind of small. And to do them first. Little piece. I got some stuff all over. Get another drink of my cold tea. Ooh, that's cold. All right, let's see. Violets. Let's see what colors I got here first. Okay, always start light. When you're doing pencil, always start with your lightest, or when you're coloring books and you're coloring with a pencil, just start light. And this one I'm just going to do all over. I'm going to make it a little simple. I'm going to do both of these purple, and then this one over here I'm going to do kind of a yellowish orange. Always do a little bit light and then add the color as you need it. And then, oh, we have some purple. Start light. Purple little circles. These ones you want like almost like a cone shape. Want to get these colors in first because I am going to be coloring the rabbit a little bit darker. Probably, maybe. I like purple. I'm gonna add some purple onto his spine. Make it dark. I said I was gonna leave it as is, make it a dark dragon. And then I changed my mind 3 seconds in. Now we want to start thinking about shading, so we probably want the inside a little bit darker and a little bit lighter on the right in the center. And then try to figure out where the light's coming from. So we'll say the light's coming from up, so it'll be lightest on the top. Maybe a little bit. So we'll do some more light, a little darker under here. A little harder to see because of it's just really straggly. Where the shadows might be. It looks like it's just kind of raggedy. Shading into the rest of them. Very light. And then underneath here, I might just kind of fill these in just a little bit. Might add some like blues or something like to it to give it a little extra shadow, because blues and purples look really good together. Might have it darker down here. It's a little harder since it's very small. Make his snout a little bit darker. If you hear a little thing in the background, it's my neighbor trying to get his snowplow to work. Let's do this little purple over here. This is more of kind of a reddish purple, so we don't need a whole lot, but we might kind of do it on the tips a bit. Get a little color in there. You can always do a little bit in the bottom to give it a little bit of a different hue. little bit of more darkness, and light over the top. Since this isn't like a full-on coloring book, you just kind of have to make it a messy one. But sometimes the messy ones actually turn out really nice. So let's get a little dark blue in there for some more as the shadows instead of black. Don't always go to black to get the shadows. Just get a very complementary color to it. And it's usually like the opposite. Some of the ones that really work really well together is on the color wheel, you just look what's completely opposite of it. And a lot of times those are the ones that, yeah, flattering. Or the ones are like kind of one or two away in the color of the words. Ay, ay, ay. So I have the purples and the blues. So on one side, it's like you have the purples, and the other side's blues. Those ones also go really good together. Where's I have a color wheel here somewhere. I don't know what I did with it. Oh well. One of these days I'll have to do a video on coloring. Once I figure it out myself, I might actually just do his scales a blue. So he'll be like a blue and a purple. And that way I can actually use purple as a highlighter or a dark lighter. A dark lighter? I haven't decided what color is underneath the body. Maybe a black. Let me get maybe a paler blue, since this other scales are blue and purple. So maybe I'll do a lighter. And usually bellies are lighter colors of whatever on most animals. Doesn't always mean it. Oh, I forgot to do a let's see, I'm gonna kind of having the ribs go in a little bit in the same direction. A little bit of another different color of blue. Maybe where they connect, they might have a little, almost looking like a shadow, but not. Maybe a little extra, a little more colorful. Let's get some of that dark purple to kind of use as shadow. Plus, I just like purple and blue. Teal is my favorite color. Let's not forget these. I'm still kind of learning how to do this, so don't quote me, as this is the proper way. Let's get some colors in here. Except this is more of a messy, not as so much like the other one that I did with the moon and stars and stuff in it. And with tulips, leaves are usually big fat blades. Go back in with some of the light ones, kind of burnish it a bit. You can always go in with or you can also go in with a white if you want to burnish it and keep it kind of light. A little bit of, you can also use like a yellow to lighten it up a bit. Very lightly. You also give it a little bit of a, make it look like it's bending over a little bit. Just give it some highlights wherever you might think it is. It's just, let's go in here with a little more brighter yellow. I think it's what is called burnishing. Where they come over and relayer it. This one I want to keep these lighter. So down the center, I'll put some white. That way I'll kind of give it that, fill in some of the roughness of the thing, of the paper. And you can always come over with a little bit more color, but it doesn't actually make it white, but it kind of gives it the highlights that you might be looking for, and smoothing out the paper, because you want to layer them, and that kind of gives it the color to do that here. You can always come back in with some darker if you don't like it. Yeah. A little bit of red. Oh, I missed a thingy. Maybe this one will do more bluish, and then purple highlights, because tulips can come in all different colors. Oh, I forgot. I need a light one. I need a light one. Oh no, I did it wrong. No, you didn't. You're just doing it backwards. There's nothing wrong with doing it back. You can always use a white crayon. There are actually tutorials there you can do kind of the dark backwards. Let's get some color in here. I always do the bottom. It's like I want to turn it, but it doesn't look good on camera. One of my students has a little white rabbit. And then where's the... That was actually the darker one, but you can come in with some lighter color so you have multiple color. Maybe come in at a different angle, kind of fill it in the thing a little bit more. Maybe even just light, because sometimes grass isn't always one color. There's a really dark forest one, so we can get some shadows underneath the rabbit. You can even get some shadows of, see the sun's coming in that way, so that means the shadow would be over here. Make it really dark right under. And then kind of fade out a bit. That already kind of gives the rabbit a little bit of a 3D look. You can come in here with some really dark colors on the side and make this one underneath here that kind of bends darker. Almost looks like another thingy from that. Make it dark where it connects underneath, where it's connecting right here, going underneath the other plant. You want that a little darker. You might have a little bit of a shadow on top because of the flowers. Well, this is like right under the rabbit, so you might want a little bit of a shadow here. Just kind of play around with it, and even if you mess up, it's still a learning experience. That's actually turning out pretty cute. And the rabbit, we're going to make her a little darker. Start with some browns and reds. I'm going to do a little bit more red underneath her chin. So my rabbit has a little bit of reds underneath her chin. Even though she's like a black rabbit, I don't want this one so dark. So might make her a little more of a brownish, a nice pleasant brown. So let's start with a lighter color for her ear. So you can always have like almost black. I'm going to do some more black, almost black spots underneath here. So I might just outline some of the areas that I want darker, because I might have her tail a little bit more. So the rest of her things, and then maybe some black spots. And just kind of have it like that, and the rest, we'll just see what she looks like. Okay, so the sun's coming this way, so she's going to be darker under here and under her ears. This will be darker here. So it's also on the back side. So that ear would automatically be a little bit darker. And under here, she most definitely will be darker. We'll bring in some of the shading other way later. Try to get around this flower and not take all the color out of the flower. Dragon looks like it's going to eat some of the flowers. Or the serpent. And kind of add a little bit brown in it, so you can see some of her fur. You can always do a very light brown, even in the white spots, and just layer it. Because even in full black, it's usually not fully black. Even though this is going to be covered in with a little bit more black. And let's do some, yep, that's dark blue. Get some black here. I might get some black on her ear. So maybe make this whole ear a little bit of a black ear and a brown ear. Give her a little gray tail. And then this one. I do know there's a method to kind of give scrapes of it. And then we'll come back in with some brown. Darken it up a little bit. Give it a little bit of a richer color than just black. The animal's fur is usually never just one color. Unless you got a black cat. Sometimes they are like one color. Kind of use the brown for wherever the shadow is to give it a little extra definition. This is kind of more of a reddish brown almost. Again with the red. I'm going to come back in some of these others to kind of a little extra color where you can. And sometimes instead of just using black to add the shadow, colors like the browns and purples and even like a blue. This one the blue? No, that's the black. This one the blue? Yep, that's what you can use, like a blue, a good color for a shadow. Just gonna come in and go over all the shadows again and kind of go in the direction of the face. This one's kind of round, so you'd want a little bit of a rounded. And whatever is your lightest color, still more red. Give the dragon a shadow so it looks like he's almost real. He's a buddy. And, oh, I forgot I had a lighter color. And then you can come in here with a lighter color. Burnish some of these things, kind of do circle motions, and then some of the highlighted areas you can always come in with the white and burnish them, which was basically kind of making them, filling in all the little valleys and stuff. Then you can come over again with another brown and give it a little more color. It's kind of a gray. Just kind of play around and see what works, see what doesn't. So that kind of filled in a lot of the, if you feel it, it kind of fills in all the holes, and you can always come back in. One last level of which one is blue, which one is black. Come on in with some more black, and when black gets in the light, that's when you're going to start seeing blues. So don't be afraid to use that blue to kind of show you. And let's see, speaking of blue, let's just fill in the rest. I might try some fix-it later and make sure that, see how that works. I was gonna put $5. Sounds like Chris is here. Somebody's here. Hello. Oh, it sounds like Daddy. Heading to work?
I'll have to show you how to get your snowblower going. I didn't know you were out there trying to get your snowblower going.
Yeah, I think I needed to plug it in. I forgot to.
Huh?
I forgot to plug it in.
Yeah, that's the only way you can get it up and running is with the plug-in.
There, my bunny's done.
Huh? Oh yeah, look at the rabbit.
And then that was last week's.
Having fun?
Yeah.
Okay.
Voila. One card done.
Where's my children?
I don't know.
Oh, there's the little one. Hi, little one. Hello. You're such a sweetheart. And the other one's on your bed.
Uh-huh.
Huh. And the other one's on your bed. You love being in here, don't you?
Voila! There he is. He's cute. I need to learn more about coloring and stuff, but yeah. That is my little bunny. I'm gonna go outside and spray him a little, fix it, make sure the stuff doesn't rub off. But yeah, for a little bit of time, I really enjoyed that. I like drawing and coloring and that type of stuff. I'm gonna probably do a watercolor one of these days as well. Anyways, I hope you had a nice weekend. And I will see you next time. If you're enjoying these fun Fridays, I have some other videos in my playlist, so go over there and watch them. If you're interested, go and make your own hand-done drawings. You can always just get some trace paper and trace something you've seen, or use a coloring book and use that as your coloring thing, and you can use that instead of the stuff you make on Canva, and just make it your own. Or even just the ones that you do get off of Canva or some of the other budgeter stuff, just do a little extra to them. Anyways, I will see you next time. I love you all. Bye.